Welcome to my September 2018 Plan With Me video. This month, I've decided to go for simplicity and flowers. Here I'm using a Karud Creates fine liner size 03 just to ink in my lettering. I found this font on Pinterest. I really love it because it's very simple but effective. I'll add the Pinterest link to this font below in the comments. For the flowers, I'm using Winsor & Newton watercolours. This is a travel kit that I picked up while I was in Sydney. I'm new at using watercolour paints, but I figured just give it a go. Flowers can be very forgiving because they're not perfect. And if you make a mess, just keep going, pretend that it was supposed to look like that. So I actually own 2 sets of watercolour, and it was at this point that I discovered I don't actually own any black watercolour paints. So instead of using black for the centre of my flowers, I've used a dark blue. I ended up using a black fine liner to create little dots in the centre to darken them up a bit. I think it looks pretty good. Now I'm just using a fine liner to outline the petals and the stalks of my flowers. For the next 2 pages, I'm going to create a monthly overview. On the left hand side, I'm going to put the month down the left in a column, following the traditional bullet journal method. On the right hand side, I'm just going to create boxes for tasks that I need to complete during the month. One box will be for work, one for personal stuff, and a third for my blog. Here I'm using a Tombow brush pen to complete my heading, which I'll link below. Next, using a fine liner, I've just put the dates down the side of the page. Now using a Tombow dual brush pen, I'm just going to highlight the weekends so that it's easy for me to see at a glance. I'm using watercolour to highlight the headings in my boxes. Done that first so that I can wait for them to dry and then go over them with the fine liners. Just adding some more flowers to fill in the blank spaces. I actually had to start a new journal for this month. I'm currently using an Arch and Olive dot grid journal. The pages are 160 GSM, so they're really thick and they hold up really well to the watercolour. There's barely any wrinkling and there's no ghosting at all. It could be my new favourite notebook. This is the older version of the Arch and Olive notebook, which is a bit slimmer than an A5 and has only 119 pages. But I know there's a new version out which is a true A5 size with extra pages. I may have to get that one for next year. It is really expensive though, so it is a bit of a treat. But if you enjoy bullet journaling as much as I do, then it's not really a waste of money, is it? On the next page I have my usual monthly meal tracker. This month I've called it dinner planning. Here I just note down what we eat for dinner each night. I find it useful because I can look back and see what we've had for dinner. If I've run out of ideas, I can flip back a few months and see what we've had before and try those recipes again if they were a hit. On the right hand page, I'm going to create a monthly habit tracker. Here I'm just drawing up 10 horizontal boxes. Each one will contain a habit that I want to track during the month. I'm going to section off each box into 30 squares, so every day when I complete a habit I can colour in each square corresponding to the date. I'm not going to bother putting the dates into each box. It's tedious enough having to rule these lines, and I like that it looks a bit simpler and neater without the numbers in the boxes. Next 2 pages will be my journaling spread. I'm just going to paint some flowers into the corners and leave the rest of the pages blank. Each night I like to sit down and write a few lines about what happened during the day, write down some memories about the kids and the family. Maybe take a note of anything important that's happened and my thoughts and feelings on the day. This is going to be where I set up my first weekly spread for the month of September. Decided to paint peonies for this spread. I'm using a pink from my Prima Marketing watercolour confection set in Tropical. I've mixed it with a bit of white to make it less vibrant. And here you can see I'm just layering the colour slowly to get it darker where I want. page opposite to this, I'm going to draw 6 boxes. One for each of the days, Monday through Friday, and then one for the weekend. I've decided to keep it simple this week because the past few weeks I haven't used my weeklies as much as I thought I would, and there's been a lot of wasted space, so I thought one page would be enough this week. Just outlining the petals of the flowers with the fine liner again. I'll do the same for the stalks and the leaves. At this point, this is when I realised I forgot to paint the yellow for the centre of the flowers, so I'll go back and do that. And that is the setup for September. Here's a quick flip through of the pages that I've done. I hope you've enjoyed this September Plan With Me video. It's the first one that I've done for YouTube, so if you enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button and hopefully I'll have something for you again next month. Thanks so much for watching.